But we are fortunate to have Erin McLaren from Healthy Estate, as well as Paul Overham from iDolls here to share some updates on, we call it programs to expand your customer base. And really, in particular, the programs that we talk about specifically look at low-income populations and making sure that there's space and welcome into the market space, but we also welcome conversation on additional ideas after these two are done. So we're going to start with Paul Overham from iDolls.
Thanks, Marie. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Paul Overham. I've been working at the department for, I think, 12 years now. And I'm the state horticulturist with the Iowa Department of Agriculture. One of the things I do, though, there is administer the Witkin Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Programs, and they can be of interest for those vendors that are looking to, broaden their customer base, not to mention markets. And those have been in existence for a couple of decades now. Iowa was one of the 10 pilot states for both of those programs. And last year, over $475,000 in food dollars was administered throughout the state through those programs. The programs for vendors, they have to go through two things to be certified in the program. We call them certified vendors. And one is training, and then one is to fill out an application. Currently, the training is good for 3 years, and the application is done annually, so we just know which markets you plan to attend and those kinds of things. If there are vendors on the phone here, or I'm sorry, if there are market managers on the phone, there's a form that market managers also need to fill out for us, and it's called a market assurance statement, and it just basically saying the market agrees to do certain things like meet weekly in a minimum of 2 hours a week, those kinds of things. But vendors who are interested, new vendors, they can go to the Iowa Department of Agriculture's homepage and click on programs, and then one of the programs that pops up will be Farmers Market Nutrition Program. You click on that, and then click on vendor information, and you can just fill out an application online there. Returning vendors have a username and password that they keep year after year, and then they just go to that page and put those in, and then they can fill out their applications online. New vendors, you create a username and password when you fill out the application for the first time. There are these vouchers I mentioned out there for the WIC folks and then eligible low-income seniors. The vouchers are $3 in value, and they can be used only for the purchase of fresh, locally grown produce. So it's not for baked goods or processed goods, anything. It's just stuff straight out of the garden or off the tree, if you will. And so it's just a way for people to get that nutrition found in fresh produce, locally grown, into their kitchens. And then also the dual purpose then is to help create awareness and use of farmers markets in Iowa. So it's kind of a win-win program in that it helps two diverse groups. The customers use them, the low-income customers, but then it also, you can see the vendors being the second customer of this USDA program. It is federally funded largely, although the Department of Agriculture kicks in administrative dollars as well. Other resources, if you go to the Iowa Department of Agriculture website, there are other resources there. There is a farmers market and farm stand directory. We gather information from throughout the state of markets that not only participate in the Farmers Market Nutrition Program, but any markets that want to send us their information. We have this rather exhaustive statewide directory there for when the markets meet, market manager contact information. It's a great resource, and we get a lot of calls find access to that or to, tweak it, those kinds of things. It's a heavily used portion of the department's website. And then we also have an updated farmers market manual there and some other resources for markets and market managers and vendors. So it's worth checking out. We work closely with the Iowa Farmers Market Association, and we're partners with anybody and everybody. We're very supportive of what Aaron's doing with Double Up Food Bucks and anything to help the markets and the vendors, with their sales and finding income streams during the market season. So if you're interested, if you're new and want to do this program, go to the website, look for that application. There's also a training schedule there. I mentioned training. We do webinars for the trainings. We did have 2 dates where we were going to be in partnership with ISU extension offices, where people who didn't have access to the internet could go into the extension offices and watch the training on computer monitors there, but the offices are closed. So this year we're just doing webinars. The next one's April 9th at 5:30 in the afternoon. And then we have another one April 15th at 10:30 in the morning. We have one in May and one in June as well. But if you're interested, you can either reach out to me or, like I say, go to the website. My number is 515-255-1577 if you want to write that down. 515-255-1577. So that's the gist of it, Marie. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to try to answer anything.
Paul, I was kind of showing the IDOLS website while you were chatting too, so
thank you.
Hopefully see that. Yep, no problem. But I don't know if we want to touch on where we're at with IFMA and recommendations, or if we'd rather hold off on that till it goes through.
The recommendations for the COVID-19?
Yeah.
IFMA did submit a letter to the governor's office with CCing the Secretary of Agriculture, Mike Naig. I think that went out today. It was delivered today. In the meantime, state agencies have been working on guidance for farmers markets, and those will dovetail to a large extent with what IFMA has been recommending in their letter. But this will be guidance not only from IDOLS, but from the Iowa Department of Public Health and buy-in from a couple of other area agencies as well. So a bigger picture, though, of course, is guidance. Maybe that's the wrong term, but some sort of clarity, proclamation, if you will, from the governor's office on where farmers markets fit into the scheme of being essential or not. Many states have come forward to proclaim that farmers markets are seen as essential services along with grocery stores. Each state has a little different nuance to, that decision. There might be some restrictions to what's sold or how things are operated within the markets, but it's encouraging to see about half the states in the nation supportive in those regards farmers markets. So rightly so, the Farmers Market Association in Iowa has sent a letter to the governor's office seeking some clarity there. And IDOLS will work with state agencies and the governor's office. We expect the governor's office to reach out to us as we go forward, but ultimately it will come down to the governor to decide, where farmers markets fit into this scheme as we go through this declared emergency in Iowa and in the nation. That's been, extended into, I think her proclamation goes all the way through April now, but most markets, of course, start in May. So this is a timely letter that the association said it's time to start thinking about market season, of course, and where the markets fit into these models of what's essential and what isn't. So I know we'd all like to see that they are deemed essential. They are places to collect food. They're outdoors. That's a positive. But there may need to be some things like hand washing stations, social distancing to think through, those kinds of things. So, like I say, that letter just was sent today, and guidance is being written here internally and will be shared with other agencies for input. So we expect some things to gel here in the next few days, and once they do, IDALS will reach out to market managers and let them know what sort of state guidance there is. So.
Yeah, which will be great. I know at a time that a lot of people are feeling unsure, it's always good to have some clarity, so we're excited about that partnership.
Yeah.
And more information to come. Erin, you were.
Right.
Paul, this is Erin McLaren from Healthy Estate. I have a question regarding, like, let's say, worst case scenario of the governor saying that there's either like a delay in farmers markets or, they don't want people gathering. Will you guys be providing like guidance on alternative ways for sale for farmers in Iowa? Have you guys thought through that?
Well, I would hope so. There again, we may have to seek some sort of guidance from the governor's office on that before we'll have to move on that. But I would hope that we could provide some guidance. Sales at farms, those venues, farm stands. We would be very supportive of that, but yeah, we'd have to wait to see what the governor says before we go too far down that road. But I'm sure that we would work on providing some guidance on how we could do sales. The Farmers Market Nutrition Program, that's a USDA program, as I mentioned. They are giving us the indication that that program will continue. They will have new nuances to it in every state based on the status of farmers markets and those kinds of things. And I'm sure, Erin, Double Up Food Bucks, you plan to move forward as well. So yes, we'd like farmers markets to be deemed essential, but if not, like you said, if it's a worst case scenario, we will have to think of a plan B for how we utilize those food dollars, how we allow producers to sell their produce, so I'm sure we'll think of some things and seek guidance and input from stakeholders.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know all of this is just developing, right? I think we can all say that none of us have the right answer. We're just doing the best we can. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, we can pass it over to Erin, if that works. Unless Paul, you had another comment, or? No. Okay, we'll pass it over to Erin to talk about Double Up Food Bucks then.
Okay. I'll try and share my screen here. Give me 1 second. Okay.
And thank you, Paul, by the way, for jumping on here this morning and your leadership.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if some of you haven't met me already, my name's Erin McLaren. I'm the Double Up Food Bucks coordinator and work at the Iowa Healthy Estate Initiative. I just want to run quickly through the Double Up Food Bucks program, how it works, where we're located at in Iowa, and some of the next steps that you would need to take if you're not already involved to get involved with Double Up Food Bucks. So like I mentioned, Double Up Food Bucks is led by the Iowa Healthy Estate Initiative. We're a 501c3 nonprofit in the state of Iowa, working to improve the physical, social, and emotional well-being of Iowans. Double Up Food Bucks was started by the Healthiest State in 2016 at 5 farmers markets. And since then, we've been able to expand it to over 40 sites. So currently in Iowa, Double Up Food Bucks provides a 1-to-1 match of SNAP EBT spending up to $10 per day. We try to incentivize the purchase of local fruits and vegetables whenever we can. And we have diversified our outlets to now be farmers markets, grocery stores, farm stands, mobile markets, and like direct farm sales. So how Double Up Food Bucks would work at a centralized farmers market is the SNAP customer would come to a central information booth to use their EBT card. At that time, the card would be swiped for whatever the customer indicates. For example, they may say they want to spend $7 on their SNAP EBT that day at the market. The booth whoever's working at the booth would swipe their EBT card for $7. And then at that same time, a 1-to-1 match of Double Up Food Bucks would be given. So in that example, it would be $7 of Double Up Food Bucks would also be handed to the customer. They can earn up to $10 per market day. So if they end up swiping $12 of EBT, they would only get $10 of Double Up Food Bucks in that example. After they've received their currency from the information booth, they then can go about the market, navigating that to spend their currency. SNAP tokens can be spent on any SNAP eligible items deemed by the USDA. So that includes a lot of fruits, vegetables, baked goods, meats, cheese, milk, similar things to what is acceptable in a grocery store. It does not include hot prepared items. For Double Up Food Bucks, those can be used at any vendors that are selling local produce at the market. And we provide every participating vendor with a Double Up Food Bucks vinyl sign that you can see next to the number 2 here on the slide. It's 11 by 17. The signs have 4 brads in them that you can use to hang or affix them to your table or tent. So this helps customers easily know where they can spend their Double Up Food Bucks dollars. Then as the vendors collect their SNAP and Double Up tokens, they would turn those into their farmers market for reimbursement. The Iowa Healthiest State then reimburses the farmers market on a monthly basis for all Double Up Food Bucks spent. So here's a kind of a cheat sheet that we can customize to fit the specifics of your markets, but it's an easy way to quickly identify what may or may not be eligible based on the currency that the customer is bringing to your booth. So you can see Double Up Food Bucks is really any fresh fruits or vegetables. It also includes the seeds or food plants for plants that will produce edible food. In communities that also have a grocery store participating, Double Up Food Bucks works a little bit differently in that in order to earn Double Up Food Bucks at a grocery store, the customer must purchase fresh produce with their EBT card. So they do their shopping for fresh fruits and vegetables. When they purchase those using their EBT card at the register, they will be handed additional Double Up Food Bucks dollars, the same matching limit of $10 per day. Those Double Up Food Bucks are interchangeable between the farmer's market and the grocery store. So they may earn Double Up Food Bucks at the grocery store and then be able to come to the farmer's market or a farm stand and spend those directly with the farmer. And that is a situation that we're seeing happen in a lot of communities that have both farmers markets and grocery stores participating, is that many people are electing to save those Double Up Food Bucks dollars and visit the farmer's market, which has been very exciting and something that we're proud of. So the program is really designed to help families bring home more healthy food, increase farmers' sales, and just keep more food dollars circulating in the local economy. This is a map that kind of shows you different areas that we're located in the state currently. Right now we have froze grocery expansion just to budgetary concerns, but we are still accepting new farmers markets, farm stands. you guys aren't on this map yet, but you will be as soon as we get that updated for the 2020 season. This just goes quickly and I won't take much time on it, and so we can answer questions, but just shows you that there is an overwhelming popularity of the program among shoppers, and it is changing eating habits of Iowans for the better. And so that's something that we're very proud of. And in return, we have farmers making more money and almost a unanimous support of the program by the farmers that participate in it. Every year we ask them if they are going to come back and participate next year. And so far we're at 100% of return to participate in the program. So another thing that we're very proud of, and we love to support the local farmers here in Iowa. On this slide, you can see the picture of the Double Up Food Bucks vinyl sign in use. So that's something that we provide to all vendors that are participating. We also create marketing materials every year that are printed in English and Spanish, usually tear sheets that are about 5 by 8. We work with our partners throughout the state, state departments and private partners like the Medicaid insurance companies to distribute information that way. We do paid social media, targeting zip codes, and we have a website. We do press releases, op-eds. So we do a number of different things to try and increase that awareness of the program and get new shoppers to attend and visit the farmers market. Some of the details on actually participating as a farmer or vendor to maybe see if this is a program that you're interested in participating in. These are really the requirements we ask of you: that you display the Double Up Food Bucks sign so that customers can easily navigate the market and spend those Double Up Food Bucks dollars, that you're providing locally grown fresh fruits and vegetables. This program is funded partially through the USDA, and so we must have 100% compliance with that, and that we are not using Double Up Food Bucks to purchase processed foods or fruits and vegetables that have additives or preservatives. It's only for fresh fruits and vegetables or plants that produce those foods. No change is ever given for Double Up Food Bucks, so we ask that you try and work with customers the best you can, but if they decide they want to purchase something that costs 50 cents and they hand you one Double Up Food Bucks dollar, there's no change given. That's that. Let's see, pricing consistent with the prices that you're selling produce to other customers. There's no return of products that are purchased with Double Up Food Bucks, since it is an incentive item and it's not cash. In markets, we accept Double Up Food Bucks from the beginning of the market season to the very end. And we ask that you work with your farmers market to fit their reimbursement and redemption schedules. Oops. So the next steps really, if this sounds like a program that you're interested in, is to determine if you're eligible. And really, to be eligible is, do you sell locally grown produce at your stand or do you not? If you do, then you can accept Double Up Food Bucks. If you don't, unfortunately, there's really nothing that you can accept Double Up Food Bucks for. But the good news is that we know markets where Double Up Food Bucks is implemented. Most all of the vendors that are selling products that are SNAP eligible make more money, even if it's not produce, because people tend to use the Double Up Food Bucks dollars on produce and then have additional EBT dollars to use on other items like baked goods, meats, cheeses. So usually all the vendors see increased sales with Double Up Food Bucks added to the markets. Marie and Lisa will have vendor packets if you're interested in participating in Double Up Food Bucks. If you're an eligible vendor, that packet will have a letter stating in detail what I went through, a frequently asked question sheet, and then a contract that we ask that you sign and turn back into your market manager. That would need to be signed and returned before you can be reimbursed for any of the Double Up Food Bucks you collect. Non-eligible vendors will still receive a vendor packet with a letter talking about the Double Up Food Bucks program and frequently asked questions, so that everyone's on the same page and has a good understanding of the program. And that is about it. I'm happy to answer questions that you may have about the program. Or let me see. Yep, there you go. Here is my email address. And I can also give you my cell phone number since we are in this interesting time. I am obviously working from home. My cell phone is 303-669-2254. Let's say that one more time. 303-669-2254. And similar to what I was, Paul mentioned too, we are waiting on the recommendations from the state for COVID-19 planning, but at the same time, we also are brainstorming on ways that we can still be involved if worst case scenario, farmers markets get delayed in opening. And so I would encourage you to, if there is delay, we will work with farmers, direct farm sales, CSA, other creative items like that. So don't think that if the farmers market is not open or is delayed or running in a different format that we won't be involved. We still plan to try our best to come up with a creative solution this year. I think if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, that quick spiel, but hopefully gets the conversation started.